Hello, welcome to the Apprenticeships virtual open evening. Myself, Sarah Breslin, and my colleague Paul Bates, we work for the Employer Services team of the college, and we'll talk you through apprenticeships this evening. We're going to give you information, advice and guidance, how they work and how you can apply for vacancies with employers as well. So we'll get started. So who are we? Well, we're Solihull College and University Centre, and we merged with Stratford-upon-Avon College in 2018. So what you'll see throughout our presentation is apprenticeships that go across both of the colleges. We're a further education college, and we offer vocational courses and apprenticeships to people who are aged 16 and over. We also have a higher education offer, so that's university level courses, where you can study degrees as well, and we do work out cheaper than universities. So you can stay at home and you can study a degree at the college or via an apprenticeship route as well. So we love and we value lifelong learning, and that's what we're all about. Okay, so there are a number of different support mechanisms within the college, and this goes across the board for all students and apprentices. So we have knowledgeable and industry experienced assessors and tutors that are dedicated to bringing the best out of every apprentice. Within your college apprenticeship induction, which you'll have with your assessor and your employer, they will guide you through what you can expect from the apprenticeship. They will offer you advice, guidance and information throughout your whole time on the apprenticeship as well. We also have a team of professionally trained careers advisors. So if you do come to the end of your apprenticeship and you're not quite sure if you want to carry on in that field, then you can have a chat to them and see what your options are. But then you can also discuss your progression routes as well. So whether you want to stay within your employer or if you want to go on to further education courses. So we have a learning centre team as well, and they provide extra coaching and guidance. And they can support you with essay writing and maths as well. We also have additional support for our off-the-job training. So that's when you are either in college for day release or if you're doing other off-the-job training. And that's for those with disabilities and any learning differences. We also have a college nurse. We have mental health champions throughout the college, and we have a welfare and counselling team as well, and that is available for apprentices as well. We also have a big support for young adult carers. So if you are an young adult carer and you do care for somebody, we can offer that extra support for you. Okay, so a bit more about the college. We are spread across 3 campuses. So there's Blossomfield campus, which is just outside the centre of Solihull. And we have Woodlands campus, which is in Smithswood. And then we have our Stratford-upon-Avon College, which is just outside Stratford Town Centre as well. So we'll just give you a look at what it's like to be an apprentice from an apprentice's point of view.
I always want to make my family proud, and I think I am.
You know that saying, the world is your oyster? It's so true, you just got to break it open.
I am determined to become a success.
I'm ready for work, I'm ready to go.
Do you want to get your career started?
Really makes me happy to see how confident you've become.
And get the skills to go far? With an apprenticeship, you can.
My job is design engineer.
Investigations.
IT.
I work in the systems sales team.
Just seeing the big strides that you and the other apprentices have taken, I find it exceptional.
We can deliver this for you.
The apprentices have just stunned us with the skills that they have acquired.
You can even get a degree.
When I'd explained to my parents that I would be working 4 days of the week and studying 1 day, they were all for it.
And of course, you'll get paid.
With an apprenticeship, you're learning all the time and you're getting a wage.
Let's get this.
With thousands of opportunities out there, find out how an apprenticeship can work for you. Just search Get In Go Far.
Okay, that's actually an older campaign by the National Apprenticeship Service. If you do want to search for apprenticeships, it's now called Fire It Up, and you can search for apprenticeships that way. Okay, so what is an apprenticeship? And who are they for? Well, it's a job with training. So while you're on an apprenticeship, you're working, you're earning, and you're learning all at the same time. And an apprenticeship can be for anybody as long as you are 16 years or older. It's also a myth that apprenticeships are for those who don't do well at school or college. It's a very viable progression route from when you leave school, or even if you decide to change career. The different levels of apprenticeships, they are intermediate, which is level 2, and that's the equivalent to GCSE grades 9 to 4. Advanced level 3 is the equivalent to A levels. We have higher apprenticeships, which are levels 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then degree apprenticeships, which are at level 6 and 7. So being an apprentice means that you are committing to both working in a full-time job and studying as well. So what are the benefits of being an apprentice? There are many benefits. It's a job with training, first of all. You gain valuable workplace skills and you get experience as well. You're paid a salary and have a contract of employment, and you also get paid holiday. So you have all of the benefits of any other employee within that organisation. You achieve qualifications. You get support from industry professional colleagues within your workplace, and you have experienced assessors from the training organisation. So that would be Solihull College. You become more employable with better career prospects because you've got that work experience behind you. And there are no costs and there are no fees to pay, which means if you are doing a degree apprenticeship, you won't get into there's no student debt. While you are on a degree apprenticeship, you're getting paid your wage. Any fees are being paid for by the employer, and so you don't have to take out a student loan. So how much can you earn? That's probably one of the most popular questions that we get asked. And the salary will depend on the industry that you're working in, the location, and the type of apprenticeship that you choose. If you are aged 16 to 18, or if you're in your first year of your apprenticeship, you are entitled to the apprenticeship rate, which is currently £4.15 an hour. It is going up to £4.30 an hour on the 1st of April. But most of our employers that we work with do pay more than that. But just be aware that when you are looking at vacancies, some might be at the minimum apprenticeship rate. So if you are then aged 19 or over and you have done 1 year of an apprenticeship, you are then entitled to the national minimum wage for your age. When you're an apprentice, you get paid and you train at the same time. You have 20% of your time is spent in what we call off-the-job training. So that usually means day release, but if there is not a day release option for that apprenticeship, 20% of your time will be spent doing college work, so assessments. You might be shadowing someone else at work. It just means that you won't be doing your daily duties during that time, and you will get paid for it as well. You become fully competent in your chosen occupation. So a good example of this is hairdressing. So if you're starting on a hairdressing apprenticeship, you'll be starting very basically. But by the time you've finished, you'll be fully competent and you will be a stylist. And that goes across all of the different apprenticeships as well. So with an apprenticeship, you're on a career path, and it gives you lots of potential for the future, whether you decide to stay on that particular route that you start down, or if you decide to change, there are so many different options for you. And if you do a degree apprenticeship, you will have your day release at college and you will get to experience some of that university life. Okay, so I'm just going to hand over to my colleague Paul. He's going to just talk you through what some of our apprentices and employers feel about their apprenticeships with us at the college. Okay, Paul.
Thank you, Sarah. So the first one is a young man called AJ Honap, who progressed from a level 2 accounting apprenticeship onto a level 3 accounting apprenticeship with his employer, National Express, and this is something that both Sarah and I got involved in. So as you can see, AJ said upon completing his sixth form, he decided to seek an apprenticeship that would allow him to attend the classroom on a day release basis. He put in an application to the Talent Bank Coordinator at Solihull College University Centre for Information. That was Sarah. And he wanted that information, advice and guidance. Later discussing the opportunity with his family, and he applied for and secured a position with National Express. And to his credit, he continued to work through the different functions of the department in the accounts department, doing credit control, accounts payable and cash and banking. So you can see he developed my abilities in time management, problem solving and ethical practice. Both National Express and the college have helped me with my career and future career progressions.
Okay.
The next one is my colleagues over at Stratford supported Michael Wilkinson, who is a chef at the Churchill Arms in Paxford. So you can see Michael completed the degree at university, but he realised that the professions associated with his degree course were no longer for me. And he developed an interest in catering, and he was given the opportunity to begin a new career with the Churchill Arms. And they approached us, and he started a chefing apprenticeship through our colleagues at Stratford-upon-Avon College. So he started in the pastry and cold starter sections. He made bread and desserts. He progressed on to meat and fish, taking on additional responsibilities. His new duties included ordering the food, maintaining kitchen records, and leading junior apprentices. And he's been involved in menu planning, catering for weddings and parties, and helped prepare for the restaurant for prestigious events such as the Tom Carriage's Pub in the Park.
Michael has actually moved on from the Churchill Arms, and he's now working in Belgium. He got a job over there. Yeah, so he's really loving life after his apprenticeship.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So we now change to what employers. So the first one is an employer I work with quite closely. So the coordinator I work with is Angela Walsh. He's the apprenticeship coordinator at the NEC Group. So at the NEC Group, we are passionate about the development of individuals. So as well as full internal learning and development program, we offer a range of apprenticeship opportunities. We currently have over 40 apprentices and plan to grow these numbers over the next few years. We work closely across a range of vocational areas and currently have a number of apprentices being supported by the college. We have built a great working relationship. All of our apprentices have different requirements, and the college support this by offering different learning solutions to meet individual needs. And another employer we work quite closely, again it's based from my colleagues at Stratford, is the Royal Shakespeare Company, and in particular a lady called Deborah Pendleton. So the Royal Shakespeare Company is delighted to have Stratford-upon-Avon College as our apprenticeship training provider. The RSC is a major British theatre company employing over 1,000 staff. We produce around 20 productions a year in Stratford, London, and on tour across the UK and internationally, performing the plays of Shakespeare and his contemporaries, as well as new works by living writers. The college has been very supportive and has flexed their apprenticeship offering to accommodate our needs. Our apprentices have greatly benefited from the college's training, improving their knowledge and skills and enabling them to become fully functioning team members. I'm sure this, together with the practical experience they gain with us at the RSC, will greatly increase their career opportunities.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
Okay, thanks.
Right, okay, so we're just going to show you another video. Hopefully this will also convince you that an apprenticeship is a good route to go down.
I started a university degree, but it wasn't for me. What I really wanted to do was work in social media. My mum told me about an apprenticeship at Channel 4. I looked into it and thought, this looks perfect for me. There was a really tough selection day, but it worked out for me and I got the apprenticeship. As an apprentice, I learned all about the Channel 4 brand, video editing skills and posting about new shows on Facebook and Twitter. I spent 1 day a week on college work, but most of the training was on the job. I'm now a social media executive and I'm mentoring the next generation of apprentices. So on the Goal These Objective Monday after your training, I've done so much and met so many cool people. Earning my own money is one of the best things about being an apprentice. I can contribute at home, do what I want with my mates, and take good care of myself, obviously. It was a big move to start an apprenticeship, but the best decision I've ever made.
Okay, before I move on to the next section, we do have a Q&A box. So if you do have any questions, you can type them into that box and we will answer those questions at the end. So please do use that, but there will be another opportunity at the end as well if you think of a question then. Okay, so how do you apply for an apprenticeship? So applying for an apprenticeship is like applying for any other job because it is a job with training, and you will be committing time to a number of different things, such as completing application forms. You might be writing letters and updating CVs and sending those off to employers. You might also be attending assessment days or interviews. So for some larger employers, they might invite you in for an assessment day or an afternoon or something, and that's where you'll do some activities before you are then invited for an interview. Some employers will just go straight in for an interview, but it is up to the employer who to invite for those sessions. We have seen an increase of interviews taking place online, so using Teams or Zoom. So if you make sure you are available for those, but as we gradually come out of lockdown, it might be that you are invited into or onto the employer premises for an interview. So what you really need to do is identify the apprenticeship that you wish to apply for and submit an application for that vacancy. So the way that it works with us, with our employers, if we have an employer that wants to recruit an apprentice, we will advertise that apprenticeship on their behalf. You as an applicant would then submit your online application. That comes to us. We will then make sure that you have met the criteria that the employer has set. So it might be GCSE grades, it might be certain experiences. We then send those over to the employer, and it's up to the employer then to decide who they want to interview, and they will contact you directly. The successful candidate will then be employed and you will be an apprentice. We will then come in and do your enrolment, and you will be employed by the employer, and you'll be having your apprenticeship training through the college. So where can you find apprenticeship vacancies? Well, all our vacancies with our employers go onto the Solihull College and Stratford College web pages on the apprenticeship vacancy section. They also go onto the National Apprenticeship Service website, so a lot of people know it as gov.uk. This is Find an Apprenticeship, and any employer that's actively looking to recruit an apprentice will advertise on that website, whether they're advertising themselves or through a training provider such as Solihull College University Centre. You can also approach employers yourself if you feel confident enough to do so. This will show that you are keen, and it will show that you really want to do an apprenticeship and that you really are interested, and you can apply yourself. You can also ask family and friends, because sometimes you might have a friend of a family who works with someone who's looking to recruit, and we've had some successes that way as well. Okay, so there are different subject areas of apprenticeships, and these are the ones that we offer. So we do business and professional, which include business admin, accounting, HR. We do hairdressing and barbering. We also do customer service. We do a range of hospitality courses, so becoming a chef. We do front of house service as well. We do healthcare, childcare, Animal management, which also includes veterinary nursing, so working in a veterinary centre, nursing animals. We do various different engineering paths. We do motor vehicle, so that mainly would be working in a garage, doing your MOTs and your servicing and mechanical repairs. We also have a couple of science apprenticeships, which are lab-based, so they're laboratory technicians. We also have built environment, which consists of civil engineering, building services and quantity surveying. We have construction. The paths there include carpentry, bricklaying and painting and decorating. And we do various IT and digital courses as well, apprenticeships even, sorry. And we do creative and design, which comes under the art department. Okay, so you might still be at a point where you're not quite sure what you want to do, or you know you want to do an apprenticeship, but you're not quite sure what subject area to do. The college have actually got a careers page. It's called Fast Forward Your Career. The web address is right there. And if you go onto this page, it will show you loads of different options. So you can do like little quizzes to find out what you're interested in, what sort of courses might be good for you. And also, so if you like working outdoors, for example, you click on that, it'll probably take you to careers such as construction, horticulture, but what it'll also do is it will provide you with different courses that you can do to get into a career, such as that. Okay, so if you have any questions, please type them into the Q&A box. You can also email us, that's apprenticeships@solihull.ac.uk. That email will come to us and we'll reply to you with your questions. What we also recommend is that you apply for a full-time course as a backup option. It's always worth having the backup option. At the moment, with this current situation, we have seen a dip in apprenticeship vacancies being advertised, but slowly I think we are seeing a few more, but we're not quite sure how that's going to settle. So it's always worth having your backup option as well. You can start on a full-time course equivalent. So I'm going to use hairdressing as an example again. If you want to do hairdressing but you can't find a salon to take you on just yet, you can start on a full-time course in hairdressing, and on each of our full-time courses you get the option to go and do work experience. So you would then do your work experience, and we've had a number of our students that have done their work experience have then been offered an apprenticeship based on that work experience. So this has worked in motor vehicle, construction, engineering, built environment courses. So it's a really good opportunity to show what you can do with an employer and try and get yourself an apprenticeship that way. Okay, Paul, have we got any questions?
Sorry, yes we do. We've had a couple of through. Yusuf Hassan, he's asked about examples of apprenticeships for engineering construction. Yusuf, if you check the chat box that you completed, I've answered that for you. But for engineering, we tend to do either engineering design, we do mechanical or manufacturing engineering at level 2 or level 3. We also offer electrical routes, but then we got the higher and degree apprenticeships in engineering. So you've got product design, technical support, etc. Construction, we've got the construction trades, as Sarah said. So we've got painting and decorating, carpentry and joinery and bricklaying. And then professional construction, you've got the civil engineering, building services engineering and surveying. Hannah has asked about why there's no childcare apprentices on the website. That is something that we do, but it's something that over the last few years we haven't had much appetite from employers. So it's something that we would like to look at. So going back to Yusuf, he's asked examples of companies for apprenticeships. You need to go onto the gov.uk website. There are many. So we have companies like WSP. There is a local company, Couch Perry and Wilkes. We're working with a company called PowerX Equipment Limited. So there are a number, and it varies different times of the year. So at the moment, you've got employers who are recruiting for people who are available now, but there are some that are just starting to look for people who are leaving in the summer. Right. And I think that's it then, Sarah, the questions, because we're running out of time.
Okay. So if you do think of anything, email us at apprenticeships@solihull.ac.uk and we'll get back to you. You can also fill in an online application form through the college website. That will come to me, and we will then send you an email with some more information, and it will ask you to complete a more formal application, which is more in line with what the sort of questions that employers will ask you. You can send us your CV as well. We can keep you up to date with vacancies that we have come through from employers. But please, again, if you do have questions, then please email us, and good luck.